When we sit down to meditate, it's usually us who takes the seat. If we're tired, cranky, upset, preoccupied, that's how our meditation will be. And then we'll mutter to ourselves or judge ourselves or the practice and say, to have it be not enough. The practice doesn't work, or we just don't know how to meditate. Perhaps this has something to do with how we set up the view, to what we give attention to, and to how we give that attention, the attitude. When we take our seat to practice mindfulness, we are in fact practicing. We're learning how to shift out of our everyday kind of consciousness and into an awareness and orient towards a different view, a mindful view. The original instructions say, sit down cross-legged at the foot of a tree and set mindfulness to the fore, mindfulness and compassion to the fore. It doesn't say, sit down and set your own perspective to the fore. This instruction, this initial step, is often overlooked. It took me many years to see for myself the difference between my own personal view and the view from the lens of mindfulness. This is only one of a number of small steps that we tend to overlook when we're setting up our practice. But the view, the outlook, the lens out of which we peer is critical to the development of mindfulness. If we just peer out of our view, then when difficulties arise, we are likely to react out of habit. We may or may not be able to clearly see what is going on or offer the needed caring attention. If we are guilty, we may knowingly or unknowingly keep it going out of habit or out of feeling we deserve it. If we're enjoying a daydream, we may or may not see the daydream or see no reason to pull back from this mind state. If we are planning or analyzing, we may yield to them because, well, they seem productive. The self cannot be fully trusted to monitor and caringly attend to itself without getting lost in its own agenda. This is not a personal flaw or failing. This is the habit of the human mind. So what then does it mean to inhabit a mindful view? There are many definitions of mindfulness in popular culture, but I have come to define it as a non-judgmental, non-self-referential posture of caring attention to present moment experience. I'll say that again. A non-judgmental, non-self-referential posture of caring attention to the present moment experience. This is a very different view from Susan's view. For me, this describes a posture of caring attention that is decidedly not me, decidedly not Susan Morgan. She is judgmental. She is biased, has all kinds of ways that she judges the world. And she is definitely the protagonist of her story, with a vested interest in her successes and failures. Mindfulness doesn't care about building Susan's ego with material successes. Mindfulness is interested that Susan be seen and felt for who and what she is, and for how she relates to herself, others, and the world. Mindfulness is interested in welfare and well-being for all that is alive. So let's break that definition down a bit. Mindfulness is non-judgmental. First, what a relief to have experience be viewed and not judged. Really. Isn't that the ideal situation? What we would hope for with an elder? To gaze upon us or whatever is happening without landing in right or wrong, good or bad? Non-judgment supports curiosity, investigation, discernment, and choice. From a place of non-judgment, we can more easily see our own judgment without judging it. It is non-self-referential. Mindfulness assumes a posture of other, as it were, a caring presence, a sensibility and sensitivity that can see and feel Susan, her motivations, feelings, and maneuverings in relation to herself, others, and the world. From this vantage point, we gain distance, perspective, as if seeing through the eyes of someone who is wise and kind. From a non-self-referential place, the self can more easily, more clearly be seen and experienced or felt. Mindfulness caringly attends. The heart and the mind alone together attune and attend and orient towards less stress and more ease of well-being. Again, Susan may not do this, but a non-judgmental, wise, caring other would. This is a fundamental shift of perspective. It will not necessarily arise on its own. If we meditate out of our view, we have now assumed authority over our meditation and will likely stunt our growth. Assuming this larger view lets us see ourselves as if from a wise elder's perspective. And if the mind is saying, but I don't have that sensibility, assure the mind that it is in good company and that this practice is showing us how to grow this view. This is possible, but we must be deliberate. Because Susan is the default setting, and she can't clearly see, least of all herself. But we can see what we are looking, but we can learn to see. We are looking how we are looking at the world. We can learn to deliberately orient towards a more spacious, generous view of mindfulness. Through the practice of trial and error, we can begin to see and develop this lens, this frame of reference. We can do this. It is for our welfare. So let's today practice deliberately orienting toward a mindful view in our meditation. Thank you.